welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our last episode of the year. It's quite exciting. Another year, the VVE is coming to a close. Oh my gosh. But we have a great show ahead of you, just like every show. All kinds of wonderful things happening around the Verde Valley. Wonderful people to meet from amazing organizations. We're going to have them here today. Our first guest today is from Local First, Arizona. Local First is a nonprofit that celebrates independently owned businesses, creating a strong local economy. And there's no better way to do that than to shop local and shop local first. So Lauren Haggerty, the Northern Arizona Membership Coordinator, is here to talk about Local First Arizona, a great organization you're probably going to want to get involved with. And they've got a great holiday passport program going on. She's going to let us know all about that. Then our next guest from Manzanita Outreach, the Executive Director, Mike Newcomb, will be in to talk about pop-up pantries. These are a really interesting program that delivers perishable and non-perishable food items to areas in need, areas where there aren't food banks, areas where there aren't grocery stores or ways for our wonderful folks to get a hold of fresh foods. Pop-up Pantries has taken care of that. Great organization. You might have heard of Children Against Hunger, same group. Great stuff. We'll hear all about that. Then we'll talk about the 5th annual Sedona Winter Music Fest with Artistic Director Bert Harclerode. Now, he's very passionate about chamber music. He's going to be here to tell us all about their 5th annual event and the educational things that go along with it. Everything music is going to be happening in Sedona very soon, so you'll want to hear about that. Then we'll go on location, courtesy of our friends at Cat and Verde Links, out into the desert, in the middle of nowhere, and we're going to meet with Al Cornell, who is a survival expert and a volunteer for the Search and Rescue Yavapai County. Thank God for him. Al is amazing. He's going to show us everything we need for winter hiking survival. Say you're hiking, you get stuck out there overnight, you're going to need a shelter, you're going to need a fire, you're going to need Al. You're going to need his number on speed dial. But the next best thing would be watching that segment and seeing everything that you need. It's really cool, so don't go away. And we'll finish up our episode today with a wonderful performance from Ryan Biter, Flagstaff singer-songwriter, putting out a new CD coming out in 2 weeks in the middle of January. We're so excited to have him back on the show. We're going to hear about that. So we're going to get started. We've got Lauren Haggerty from Local First, Arizona.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. How's everything at Local First going?
Things are busy, but fun as always. We have the holiday shopping passport that I wanted to talk to you about. So this is the holiday season. There's a lot of shopping involved, and we thought this is a great time to have that conversation on the importance of shopping local and highlighting all of our local retail options for people to do their holiday shopping in. So we started this program up in Flagstaff about 3 years ago, and last year it brought $30,000 to the local downtown community. So now that Ruth Ellen and I are here in the Verde Valley, we of course wanted to bring it here. So what it is, and I'll give you one in case you wanted to see it. It is a collection of 23 locally owned businesses in the Verde Valley. So on the inside there's a map with where everyone is located, and it starts all the way in Camp Verde and then comes all the way up through Cottonwood, Clarkdale, and then up to Jerome with some businesses in each. And what you do is you stop at one of the businesses, you make a purchase, and on the front there's a little sticker where they can put where you made your purchase and how much you spent. So if you go to 5 of them, or you spend $150, whichever comes first, you fill out the back and you turn it in, and we have some really awesome prizes to win as kind of an incentive and a celebration for all of those that do choose to support their local retail businesses this holiday season.
Absolutely.
So it's
what a
kind
great
of exciting.
program.
Yeah.
When did you come up with this?
So this was before I even came. Local First has been doing these all throughout the state, but Ruth Ellen and I decided in the fall that we really wanted to bring this to the Verde Valley in the winter. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of the businesses were all excited to do it, and it's kind of cool to have that valley-wide collaboration to encourage people to explore not only their community, but maybe go into different retail options that they didn't even know were under our nose. So it's been pretty cool.
Excellent. You've got a lot of great retailers on here, but they were clamoring to get on this. It's beautifully designed. There's all kinds of places. So you go shopping, you get a sticker, and at the end you could win for shopping. You could win money for shopping.
Yeah, you could basically win back all the money you spent. We have 9 gift card bundles of ranging from $25 to $150. Then we also have a $200 cash prize. And then one of our sponsors, One for the Verde, which is an amazing organization here in the the Verde Valley is putting together a grand prize basket that includes a free trip down the river, a kayaking trip through Clarkdale Kayak Company.
How nice.
Yeah, it's really just a fun way to celebrate our community.
That's true, and keeping the money local absolutely helps.
Yeah.
Every dollar spent here, they say, is 40 times more effective in the economy than a dollar spent someplace else. And
Yeah.
you know, it makes a huge difference and to create success in your own neighborhood
Yeah.
versus sending it to where?
Exactly.
Now, where do we get one of these?
So they can be picked up at any of the businesses participating, and then also the Cottonwood Chamber, the Camp Verde Public Library, and their visitor center, and then the Jerome Chamber as well is having them. And all that information, we have it up on Facebook through Local First, and our Local First website has all the information as well.
localfirstaz.com, lots of good information there. Yep, good information about this. Now you've got a mixer coming up.
Yes, so that's going to be fun too. So that's going to be where we draw the prizes. Ruth Ellen and I are going to collect them all in the beginning of January, and then January 10th we're all meeting at Clarkdale Kayak Company to draw the winners, and it's going to be a fun little New Year's celebration. January 10th from 5:30 to 7:30. So it's open to beyond Local First members. It's a community celebration. It'll be a fun little party. So anybody is welcome to come.
So January 10th at the Clarkdale Kayak Company.
Yeah.
Excellent. From 5:30 till 7:30 p.m. Great. Yeah. What will they experience if they go to this mixer?
Yeah, so we always have a little spiel on what Local First has been up to, and then it's really to celebrate all of our local businesses, because that's just what we do. So everyone that comes goes around and says who they are, what they're offering, what's new with their business, so everyone gets a feel of who our community members really are to collaborate with. But since this is a kind of a fun little mixer, we're also going to be having a lot of fun games and just holiday, New Year's celebration-y things. So music, it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, that's wonderful. And what a great way to find out more information if you're interested and you want to do it in person versus just going to localfirstaz.com. You want to meet somebody, you want to meet Lauren or Ruth Ellen and really talk about it. It's a great way to get involved.
Yeah, and it's a fun way.
It is, and it's fun. I mean, heck, more parties. Woohoo!
Exactly.
Can't beat. And it's after the Christmas season too, which is great.
Yes.
Because we have a little week of respite, and then we're like, oh man, now what am I going to do? You get in the groove of going to parties, so you get to go somewhere.
Put us on your calendar.
January 10th, the Clarkdale Kayak Company. Now, how does a business become a member of Local First Arizona?
Sure. So if you're an independently owned Arizona-based business, you go right onto our website, www.localfirstaz.com, and right at the top there's a little join button, and it's a quick little form that you fill out just to gather their information, and then through there you're put up on our directory, which is a showcase of about 35,000 independently owned local businesses here in our state, statewide, of all different sizes, industries, just a place where people can go when they're looking to source locally and see what's in their community. And of course, you can just reach out to Ruth Ellen and I, and we'll hook you up too.
Oh, that's true. 35,000.
Yeah.
In the state. That's
We're the
incredible.
world's largest local business coalition, which I think I'm really proud of because it shows that Arizona as a state understands that this is important, and we're all rallying together, and no other state is doing that. So it's pretty powerful to be part of this movement.
I bet. What do you think the best part of your job working with Local First Arizona is?
Oh my goodness. It's definitely, I really love working with the economic development. Part of what Ruth Ellen and I do is also through the Arizona Rural Development Council, through our foundation side, which does a lot of rural work, a Healthy Foods Initiative, and a bunch of other things. But through that, we get to work with cities and be part of the conversation of when we plan for economic development in the future, are we really doing it through a locally minded lens? And I think that that's so powerful, because then we know that we're setting our children up and the next generations up for a strong local economy. So I think for me that's the most rewarding, but I also just love hanging out and talking to the local businesses and helping them have those aha moments, or being able to fix little problems that they're having. So
wow, fantastic.
There's a lot.
That's great. So you're a support group for local businesses.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, without the drama.
Well, you know, in this big box online economy, we really need, we want people to embrace our local businesses, but we also need our local businesses to be as strong as they can be, because this is a really rough time for them. So that's another part of our job, is we listen to what they might need, and we try to find those resources through webinars or through connecting them with someone where it's working. So that's another aspect of what we do.
That's great. And I can see you love your job.
I do. I really do.
So great. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Check out localfirstaz.com. That's where all the good stuff is. It's going to tell you how you can join, how you can be a part of it, how you can do the holiday passport program, the mixer that's happening on January 10th. That's a Wednesday from 5:30 till 7:30 at the Clarkdale Kayak Company. If you want to get involved there, of course, they're doing the drawings for the wonderful passport. So check that out, localfirstaz.com. Lauren, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for what you're doing.
Me.
Yeah, it's just always wonderful to have you on the show. I love shopping local, so you should too. There's my 2 cents. Lauren Haggerty, the Northern Arizona Membership Coordinator for Local First Arizona. Don't go away, because we've got more of the Verde Valley Experience coming at you.
Fabulous views and unmatched quality with efficiency in mind. Just announced, C&B Construction is the only contractor ever to win the EPA's coveted Indoor Air Plus Leaders Award 4 years in a row. These Energy Star certified homes provide unparalleled energy efficiency, comfort, durability, and indoor air quality. C&B Construction is currently building at Gray Fox Ridge and Crossroads at Mingus. C&B Construction, locally respected and nationally recognized.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles.
Building a home, remodeling, or need furniture for the holidays? Time to order is now. Amish Home Decor offers furniture for every room in your home in many different woods, stains, and styles. We even offer patio furniture and mattresses. If you don't see what you're looking for on the showroom floor, just ask. We buy from 100 different Amish families located at the corner of Glassford Hill and Highway 69 in Prescott Valley. Amish Home Decor is the place to buy tomorrow's antiques.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Mike Newcomb, who is the Executive Director for Manzanita Outreach and all its fabulous programs underneath of it. Thank you for being here, Mike.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we've said this before because you've been on the show before. Manzanita Outreach is an amazing organization with so many different programs underneath of it. And one of the newest programs that we want to talk about is the pop-up pantries.
Yes.
Well, let's focus on that today. Tell us about that.
Okay, well, it's exciting. We really feel like we're making a difference in Verde Valley. Next week, on Tuesday, will be our 4th month for Verde Valley Manor, where there's 250 residents, all seniors there that we bring food to. And we've had really good turnout there. About 175 has been about our average out of that group that come and get food. So basically, we just pop up tables and tents, fill them with food, and feed the residents. This week, on Tuesday, past Tuesday, we did our first public event in Verde Village. So it's on Western Plaza. And we had 150 families, households represented there that came and got food.
Wow.
So thinking 3 or so per family, about 450 or so people were fed through that program this week. Yeah.
And how are those numbers to what you expected? Are they more or less what you expected?
The manners are what I expected. I didn't know what to expect with the public one in Verde Village. And what I anticipate with word of mouth, that it could double, maybe triple, quadruple, just because the word, word of mouth and the word will get out, and it's needed. I know it's needed.
Yeah, there's a lot of residents in there too.
There's 12,000, over 12,000 residents in Verde Villages, and over 2,000 live in poverty. There's no grocery store, there's no food bank, so it's a great opportunity to be able to bring food to people where they are.
Yeah, wow. So you set a date, you set a time, you get the word out by how?
We had articles in the newspaper, we were on the radio, we had radio spots as well. I've had signs posted around town, banners, posters, and then just talking to people to get people to come. and asking the people that came to be sure and tell their friends.
Tell their neighbors and
Yeah.
friends, yeah, absolutely. Where does the food come from that's provided for the pop-up pantries?
Well, from a couple places. It comes from our organization, but some can, but most of it comes from St. Mary's Food Bank, which we're a partner agency with St. Mary's out of Phoenix. So they supply the food, the majority of the food, and we supplement. So they may not have a lot of canned goods as an example, and we like to have some treats, and so we'll bring those kinds of things. This week we had little bags of Halloween candy for each family, little baggies full that we handed out. We had Jiffy popcorn this week, and the old time
Within the pan?
Within the pan, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
But it's perishable and non-perishable. We have really good food. We had lettuce, radishes, cucumbers, potatoes, tomatoes, those kinds of things. What we've typically had.
That's wonderful, and it's great that you're. How do you locate the places it needs to go?
Well, it's, just do our research. We look and see where the people are that are in the greatest need. And Verde Village is in the middle of an Arizona food desert, so that was a good place for us to start. So it's really just kind of trying to fill the gaps. There's great food banks around Verde Valley, but it doesn't mean that everybody has access to them. So the outreach part of Manzanita Outreach is we're bringing those services to where people are. So that's how we go about the process. And we've identified at least 4 more areas in Verde Valley that we'd like to do additional pantries at.
How many of these can you do a month?
I don't know the answer to that.
You haven't found that yet.
My opinion is we just do what's needed. It's not, can we do it? It's how do we do it? So we just figure it out, and we have great volunteers and great partner with St. Mary's. So
that's great.
We'll just figure it out and make it happen.
Right, and you are run by volunteers, these events.
We are.
Yeah. You always need more volunteers?
We do. It's been great, but we can always use more. We can, we do things like at Verde Valley Manor. If you have somebody that's a shut-in or can't get out for whatever reason, we'll bring food to their residents. So we have volunteers that do that as well. So that's a little more time-consuming. But yeah, we can always use more. And if somebody would love to be part of what we're doing, go to manzanitaoutreach.org, sign up as a volunteer, and I'll be in touch and kind of give you the specifics.
Excellent. Excellent. What a great way to help out your community and volunteer for Manzanita Outreach and pop-up pantries.
It's really a privilege to be able to do this, and it's very rewarding, probably for the volunteers as much as for the people receiving the food.
Absolutely. Now, where does the money come from that supplies the food? How does that work?
Well, other than St. Mary's, but we have our own, get our own donations. We have a good support locally, but we are a qualified organization for the Arizona Charitable Tax Credit. So that is one way where the local people who can't volunteer could contribute. You can get a dollar for dollar tax credit on your state taxes by donating to our organization, and it helps us feed the program.
Oh my gosh, yes, I bet. Yeah, we've talked a lot about the Arizona tax credit recently in the past couple of weeks, I'm thrilled to pay taxes this year. That's what I can say, because I can make a difference in my community.
Yeah, you sure can. And there's great organizations like ours that so the variety's there, and whatever strikes a chord with somebody, and it's not for us. It's just whatever somebody feels comfortable with.
Right.
Yeah, they're all good.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if we did the Arizona tax credit for Manzanita Outreach, can we specify which program it goes into? You
can. And we earmark monies that way. So if somebody's interested in Kids Against Hunger, that's where we would put the money in as far as record keeping on our side. And that's where the money would go. If you're interested in the pop-up food pantries, as an example, you can mark that. So we do have a place online where you can select the program if you'd like.
Excellent. It's nice to have choice. We appreciate that.
It is, yeah.
Now you've got pop-up pantries going strong right now. That's your new thing. You've done your Kids Against Hunger packing event. And then what else have we got going on?
Well, Kids Against Hunger's not done. We've got several upcoming programs, working with Rotary Youth Leadership Award groups, one in Prescott and one in Heber, that are going to have packing events. We're now talking to Luke Air Force Base about having a packing event there. So that's not done for sure this year. But we also are doing mobile outreach. We've taken food up north to the Navajo and Hopi reservations, our Kids Against Hunger food, and working on trying to get healthy food like the pop-up pantries in that area as well. So the mobile outreach program is something that we'll be focusing on next to go into other areas.
Excellent, excellent. And you just said you were up in the Navajo reservation. helping out there.
I've been up in the Navajo, but we were also up in the Hopi area at the First Mesa this past weekend, and some of our food was being handed out there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
it's nice to see it go where it's appreciated too.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're right there in the front lines, and you're seeing a lot of appreciation.
Yeah, it just opens your heart up. It's just really, there are people that are in need, and it's great to be able to satisfy that need.
Absolutely, especially if those folks are close to home, if they're our neighbors.
Yeah.
If they're in our community, they're community members, all in the Verde Valley, absolutely. Of course, the numbers are pretty staggering, the poverty level here. I mean, you don't think about it when you look around, but really, and Manzanita Outreach does a great job of getting to those folks. Mike, you're doing a bang-up job.
It's a blast.
I know, you can tell you really enjoy it, too.
I do, yeah.
You really do. Check out manzanitaoutreach.org, manzanitaoutreach.org. Simple. Links to everything. Kids Against Hunger, pop-up pantries, the outreach, the Haiti missions, everything that's on there. Great stuff. Volunteerism. You want to donate Arizona tax credit, please consider that. Mike Newcomb, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Executive Director of Manzanita Outreach. Really appreciate what you're doing. Really do.
Thanks, Jen. Appreciate
We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
Nothing personalizes a home like paint, and JPS Paint Center is your paint pro. Featuring durable interior and exterior paints from Benjamin Moore. JPS Paint Center can help you find the perfect shade, and they're experts in color matching for any project, including their selection of automotive paints from standard to extravagant. JPS Paint Center. Find the perfect paint and all your paint supplies too on Main Street in Cottonwood.
Northern Arizona Mortgage Corporation is your local choice for personalized home loans, and they've been doing it since 1986. They help home buyers obtain FHA, VA, USDA guaranteed rural housing, and conventional loans. From start to finish, they offer a safe in-person application process with licensed loan originators. Contact Shelley White Collier at northernArizonaMortgage.com or call 634-4251. Visit their office, located at 707 East Dominguez, Suite 601, Cottonwood.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now sitting here with the Artistic Director of Chamber Music Sedona. We're going to talk about the 5th Annual Sedona Winter Music Festival. Wonderful Artistic Director, Bert Harclerode here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's nice to be with you.
Oh, wonderful time of year for chamber music.
It is. You know, get the hearts warmed up when the cold outside, the winds, that bitter wind that's coming through.
Yeah.
And music often provides a warm, soft place in our souls, and we've got a Jim Dandy Festival coming up.
Yes, you do. This is the 5th annual.
That's
correct?
Right.
Excellent.
And it's led by two gentlemen that have been with us for off and on for the last 10 years, Alexander Fitterstein and Nicholas Kanalakis. Both gentlemen are members of the Chamber Music Society Lincoln Center. So their role and task, aside from playing, is to invite their friends, because chamber music is the music of friends, to come make music. So we will have a 5-day period in which they will do a variety of different activities.
Excellent. And it starts on January 9th.
Right. Actually January 10th.
January 10th.
10th is a Wednesday. And that evening, 4 o'clock at the Mary Fisher Theater, we will screen, in cooperation with the Film Festival, The Music of Strangers, the story of Yo-Yo Ma and the Silk Road Project. And in the past, this has done very, very well for the folks at the Film Festival. It's a wonderful story. Yo-Yo Ma, of course, being one of the most celebrated cellists of all time, is the leader of this group. And they traverse the Silk Road, and they go through the different opportunities that they look to see how culture and music can embrace the human heart and connect us as human beings. So it's a wonderful story, well worth coming to. It's $9 for members of the Film Festival and $12 for non-members. So that's 4 o'clock on that Wednesday. That's
a great way to open the festival.
Thank you.
To really get everybody warmed up and into it. Right. And what happens after that?
After that, Thursday and Friday, the quartet will go into different schools around the Sedona area and also in the Lake Montezuma area. and those are closed to the public programs. And Thursday night, 5:30 p.m. at a private home in the village of Oak Creek, we have our musical salon, which is a 2-hour activity that begins with wine and hors d'oeuvres, and then a 45-minute program by the 4 artists in a private home. And really, chamber music, by its definition, is music that is intended to be in a small chamber. And so doing this at a private home often accentuates the intimacy and the opportunity to get to know the musicians and people to get to know themselves. So that's, from there, we finish off with coffee and desserts and call it a Thursday.
Wow.
Friday, again, the musicians are in the schools doing programs with the kids. And then Saturday, we're excited, very excited about a program we call the Musical Explorations and Discoveries Program. And this starts off on Saturday, the 13th, with a free open rehearsal at the Sedona Performing Arts Center on the campus of Red Rock High School. And that's open to the public. And then immediately thereafter, the musicians will work with many young musicians from around the Cottonwood area, Flagstaff, Sedona, even out to Winslow and Williams, that will help them prepare for a program called the Arizona Regional Auditions, which is basically an honor band orchestra system. And we learned last year from Courtney Yates, who is the high school director at Red Rock High School, that this program made a significant difference for the youngsters that participated. We may have some open slots, and we encourage youngsters to go to our website at chambermusicsedona.org and send me a note. It goes to Bert at Chamber Music Sedona, and let me know if you're interested. We may have slots available. It's a free program. It's funded by the city of Sedona. It's also supported by Red Rock High School. And this is our way of returning back to the community, as well as with the in-school concerts for youth. Wow. So it's something that is unique to the organization. We've been doing this for 22 of my 25 years as director of Chamber Music Sedona. And I think it's important because it's not something where we want to encourage kids to become professional musicians as much as we want to cultivate audiences for the future. So as we look at these things, those elements and culture that we value, we hope this will speak to youngsters and their parents that are watching the program today, and give us a holler or get onto our website and visit and send me a note.
Wow.
So that's Saturday. We're not done yet.
No.
Sunday we finish up with a 2:30 performance over at Sedona Red Rock High School. They'll perform music of Beethoven. Everybody knows Mr. Beethoven. Then we do a little music of Antonin Dvorak, and then we also include a contemporary American composer by the name of Paul Schoenfeld, whose piano trio is really a wonderful work. Lighthearted, almost jazzy, has some contemporary idioms, ideas, and performed by brilliant musicians. It brings our program to a close, but not before. Immediately after the concert, we do an artistic conversation with the musicians. We'll all get up there with the gentlemen and talk to them about the program, talk to them about their experience in Sedona. But even more importantly, this gives the audience an opportunity to bring their loaded questions to us. You know, why do you do this, or why do you do that, or who's your favorite cellist, what have you. But it gives people the opportunity to interact with the musicians on a personal basis. And this wraps up the program on that Sunday, January 14th at Sedona Red Rock High School.
Wow.
So we're excited about it. And as we look into the season, we've got 3 more programs coming in. We've got the remarkable violinist Pinka Zuckerman coming to town in February. We have the Dublin Guitar Quartet coming in March, and then the Fauré Piano Quartet coming in April.
Wow. That's wonderful. Always something going on.
There is a lot going on. And we're very proud of the music that we do. We're very proud to be a part of the cultural community here that includes many performing arts groups, and we're very delighted to be able to share with our community, the greater Northern Arizona, Central Arizona community, the magic of Chamber Music Sedona.
And the quality of the musicians is out of this world.
It's top flight.
Yeah.
We're very honored.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This little area here, and yet the talent that you've brought in is spectacular.
And in many ways, it really reflects the communities of the area because they have these interests, a wide swath of interests from people across the board. And that's where, as I look at music, I see it as a tree with wonderful fruit, and for us all to be able to enjoy the different styles and genres, and for us in particular, chamber music.
Absolutely. Now, how do we get tickets for the events?
It's real simple. Go onto our website at chambermusicsedona.org or give us a call at 928-204-2415. It's easiest to purchase the tickets online. Everything these days is much more automated. But tickets will also be available at the door. They range from, I believe it's $35 and up for the performance with Mr. Zuckerman, by way of he being a bit more higher profile, and his artist fee a little higher. The tickets are a little higher as well.
Sure. That's great. So there's all the different events, different affordabilities, and of course the free open rehearsal for folks that maybe would like to experience some music.
And it's really wonderful to see, because as well rehearsed and polished as these artists are, they're always working on making the music better. And that's the one thing that I've always been dazzled by. These artists come to town, they've got multiple projects going on, but when they're there in the moment, they're highly focused and they want to make the musical experience as best as they can, and they polish their art to the point where we're very honored and pleased to be part of their lives and enriching the Verde Valley area for all.
Absolutely, and of course you're doing an excellent job.
We try to get it right.
Director. You're getting it right. Absolutely. The 5th annual Sedona Winter Music Festival. Check it out. Go to chambermusicsedona.org. We've been sitting with the artistic director, Bert Harclerode. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's going to be another wonderful festival.
Thank you. I hope you'll join us.
We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
A1 Supreme Moving is your Verde Valley hometown movers. Trust your valuables to a family-owned and operated company with 31 years of moving experience. A1 Supreme Moving offers packing services. Fully licensed and bonded, your belongings are insured at full replacement value. Ask about teacher and vet discounts, as well as redecorating and holiday prep services. A1 Supreme Moving has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. For Supreme service, call A1 Supreme Moving at 634-0963.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now out here in the desert with Al Cornell, who is a search and rescue volunteer for the past 23 years. I think he knows what he's talking about. You're going to share with us today survival tactics for if you're out in the woods, you're hiking, you're on a camping trip, something goes wrong, you have to spend an unintended night out in the forest. What are the basic things you're going to need and the skills that you must know?
Yes. Okay.
First, we start with all the things that you need, which really isn't that much.
No, it's a good point. You have to think of surviving in an emergency. First thing is, it has to start when you leave home. You can't enter a survival event when you get out there, fall, break a leg, and say, oh, now I need to start a fire, I need to get, no, it's too late. You need to walk away from the house for your hike, or whatever you're going to do, with everything with you. And then you need to look at your survival in 3 layers of defense. Your first line of defense is your clothing. You got to have good clothing for the wintertime. Try to leave the cotton off, wear polyester, polypropylene, all of that's good stuff to wear. Layers are good. Make sure you have a good jacket when you're out there. If it's warm in the daytime, you can take the jacket off and wrap it around your waist or something, but you don't want to be caught out at night with improper clothing. And a woolly cap and a scarf are really very helpful and don't take up much room. I never go on a winter hike, even a 4-hour day hike, without carrying something to protect my neck and my head.
Sure.
And of course, gloves are very helpful, both in keeping your hands warm when you're trapped out at night and collecting firewood and things like that in the dark.
Right.
So clothing is first line of defense. Second line of defense is your shelter. Like the shelter right here. That shelter took 20 minutes to set up. The inside of that will go up over 30 degrees with that fire in front of it like that, licking the rocks. You're getting infrared heat from the rocks. So it could be 10 degrees out here, and it's going to be over 40 degrees in that shelter. You're going to live. Shelter, here's another one here. That's a look at that shelter. That's nothing. It's 5 by 8. It weighs, I think, 6 or 7 ounces. No excuse not to carry this stuff, because all of this stuff here weighs a little over 3 pounds. So it's insurance. It's crazy not to carry this stuff. I always carry 2 trash bags because I stuff them with boughs like this here. Oops. I stuff them with juniper boughs, get me off the ground inside my shelter.
You want to be off the ground.
You will die much more quickly if you're sitting on cold ground.
Yeah.
So I always carry 2 trash bags, and in the summertime I carry them also for rainstorms, things that are not expected. Another thing to carry is an emergency blanket. This is to wrap up in really cold weather. You can wrap up in this and it'll really retain over 90% of your body heat. And it doesn't weigh anything, so it's foolish not to have that.
Sure.
With regard to the first part of my pack, protection, it's clothing, second is shelter, and then shelter, you can't put that stuff up without something.
Yes.
So I carry some cordage, I carry a knife, and so I can rig up my shelter with these items. Without that, it's going to be very difficult. This is a little rain poncho if somebody wants to carry one. It's not as necessary, but I have one in the pack because it doesn't even weigh an ounce. And then the other part of your defense out there, you got clothing, you got shelter, and then the third line of defense is fire. You have to have a way to have a fire at night, like the fire over there. There's various ways of doing it. I always carry 2 or 3 lighters at least. I carry a piece of tin foil because if it's wet, I can lay the tin foil on the ground, put the fire on it immediately.
Brilliant.
I like the metal match because the metal match and a cotton ball, even if wet, you can take this cotton ball and strike a metal, open it up, make it nice and lots of hair sticking out, take your metal match, do this, and all of a sudden you've got a flame.
Nice.
Even though it's wet.
Nice.
A little bit of rubber in there, rubber burns wet, duct tape burns wet. Here's a can with another piece of tin foil in it. The can is more for winter. You don't want to eat ice or snow.
Right.
You want to melt ice or snow before you drink it. So, and it's a nice container to put all this other stuff in. Stuff it in there. So that's your protection. Clothing, shelter, and fire. Fire is the great mitigator. You get out there with the wrong clothing, or you get out there and your shelter isn't working well, fire will still keep you alive.
Right.
You will not be comfortable, but you don't die of discomfort. You die of freezing to death.
Right.
That's right.
Discomfort never killed
Now,
anybody.
you may be out there longer than you want, so you need to have a way to signal people. If you're lost, the next day, if you have a signal mirror, you can signal aircraft. And although they may not be able to come over and look at what you're doing, they will report your flashes. And then it goes into the system of the deputies and the sheriffs, and whatever county you're in, they'll launch a search. And a whistle's good. A whistle will attract attention much further than a loud voice will. And then we have actually successfully rescued people at night because they had light. Didn't know where they were. We didn't know where they were. All we knew where their car was. And we're out there searching for them, and then we see a light. One guy we rescued, he was flashing his camera because he saw our headlamps. And he had no idea where he was.
His camera. Brilliant.
Flashlight, and then this helps you camp at night also. First aid kit doesn't have to be much more than a soap dish like this. I have Band-Aids, scissors, tweezers, some normal meds like Benadryl and stuff in it, aspirin, and some of those alcohol preps and things like that, and Neosporin. Land navigation. You shouldn't be out there without a map and a compass. And it's so easy in this area because they have all these maps produced for this whole area.
Yes, great.
Like this with all the trails on them. So a map and a compass, and interestingly, that's why we end up rescuing people. They go out there and then they don't know where they are, and they don't take a map or a compass.
Sure.
So
an acre
navigation
of desert looks like an acre of desert.
So now we got protection, we have first aid, we have signal, we have navigation. This is a GPS here. A real easy thing to learn to use, and they're accurate within 3 meters of wherever you are. And then the last item is some sustenance, something to drink, some food bars, and that's about it. And all of this, not counting the clothing, all of this weighs about 3.5 pounds. It doesn't cost very much, and it's life insurance.
Absolutely. Something you don't want to leave home without, especially if you're hiking in the winter.
And you can go to any outfitter store and buy a backpack like this, and I think that pack probably weighs 10 or 12 ounces is all.
Yeah.
So I've really am interested in making sure I'm lightweight because Look at how old I am. I'm not a young kid anymore. I'm not like you guys. So I do go light, but I make sure all my areas, my 5 areas, are covered. So I'm going to be alive the next day.
Absolutely. And all of this can make you a shelter. You have food. You have what you need. This shelter is magnificent, Al. If we could walk over there. Take a quick look at that. This is what it looks like when you've got it put together. This is something special. The whole contraption weighs about a ½ pound at most, including the cordage, the blanket, and the bag. And you snap that up, you say, in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Put some weeds in here and get the fire going again. But yeah, this, but what saves me time is I leave all the ties on it. And the one over there, the yellow one, has all the ties on it.
Oh, there you go.
So all I do is I put a ridge line, I call it a ridge line, a piece of parachute cord between 2 trees, and tighten it up, and then just tie it to it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And what's the difference of the temperature here, Al, versus the temperature in there?
Conservatively, you're about 35 degrees warmer in here. 35. And one test I ran between 2 shelters, one with and without fire, the temperature difference was 39 degrees.
Wow.
And it was below freezing during the test.
Right.
And the difference was 39 degrees.
So with this,
and
you're going to survive.
And I discovered that accidentally. I was sent out, in fact, it was near this area, and I was supposed to be the subject of a search. And they sent me out right in the morning. It was in the winter. I set this thing up and started a fire and was waiting for them to find me. And I found myself taking clothes off. I said, this is crazy. It's 20 degrees out here.
Well, there
and so
you
when
go.
I got home, I set 2 of them up with thermometers in each one, and 39 degrees was the difference.
Wow. That's huge.
I really love this idea here.
There you go. So make sure you have one of these when you head out into the forest. Amongst other things, make sure you have enough clothing, something to build a shelter with, something to make fire with, something to navigate with, and of course sustenance as well. Al, thank you for sharing all that information.
Okay.
Yes, you said you gathered a
Thanks
lot
for
of
asking.
this
It's
from
important.
what people did wrong. I mean, yeah, you don't want to do this wrong, especially in the winter.
Yes, yes. Stay alive.
There you go. That's true. Stay alive. I'll say that. Al says that too. We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Northern Arizona Mortgage Corporation is your local choice for personalized home loans, and they've been doing it since 1986. They help home buyers obtain FHA, VA, USDA guaranteed rural housing, and conventional loans. From start to finish, they offer a safe in-person application process with licensed loan originators. Contact Shelley White Collier at northernArizonaMortgage.com or call 634-4251. Visit their office, located at 707 East Mingus, Suite 601, Cottonwood.
Carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders last night. I barely made it through the front door before the groceries hit the floor. Tears stream down your face as you fight to survive. Well, come on over here, baby, I'm gonna make it alright. Turn the lights down to soft and sweet. I'm gonna love on you like you love on me. We don't have much, but it's all we need when we turn the lights down to soft and sweet. To soft and sweet. Sometimes I wonder how I'd make it through life on my own. Near or far, wherever you are, your arms are my home. Through grief and pain, highs and lows, you and I are gonna make it through, because there's one thing I know to do. Turn the lights down to soft and sweet. I'm gonna love on you like your love on me. We don't have much, but it's all we need when we turn the lights down to soft and sweet. Soft and sweet is what we need. Soft and sweet, you here with me. Turn the lights down to soft and sweet. I'm gonna love on you like you love on me. We don't have much, but it's all we need when we turn the lights down to soft and sweet. To soft and sweet. Soft and sweet is what we need. Soft and sweet, you here with me. Soft and sweet is what we need. Soft and sweet, you here with me.
Wonderful. That was wonderful. That's one of my favorite songs by you. This is Ryan Biter. Of course, you know this is Ryan Biter because you've seen him before. I know you've seen this young man. Thank you for being on the show again.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, you have a new album coming out.
Yeah, I have a new album coming out January 19th. I've been working on it since the last time I talked to you, which was probably January of this year.
It was.
So it took about a year, and we've been working on it. We're adding just some final touches this week and getting out to mixing and mastering and printing. It's going to be called Ryan Biter because I couldn't come up with a better title. And we tried, and I said, you know, it's going to be self-titled. It's always good. Led Zeppelin had 4 albums that were self-titled.
That's
so
true.
maybe I can just say Ryan Biter 1, Ryan Biter 2, and I'll just go with that, or just pick a symbol or something.
That sounds good. Now that song is off of that album.
Yeah, that'll be the first single, and we got we shot a lot of stuff live in the studio, kind of the bass performances of things, of me on guitar, another vocalist, and some mandolin and some bass, and then we added some drums to it later, and Mark Gifford out of Sedona, I've been recording with him. He's playing some dobro on there, and we got a crazy good Nashville drummer named Hubert Payne playing some drums on that track. So I'm really excited. That's the first single off it, and we'll put it out and kind of send it out to radio stations, like hopefully, like, you know, here in the Verde Valley and Flagstaff and all around. So
good. I look forward to hearing it over the airwaves.
It's definitely the pop song of the album that kind of hopefully gets some interest. So
great.
Yeah.
Now I noticed you said you'd like to go old school on this particular album.
Yeah.
Now what does that mean to you?
So a lot of what happens now is there's people kind of do sort of like assembly line music where you go in, you cut your bass part, you cut your drum stuff, and it's all done. And a lot of these musicians never really see each other. I mean, they just kind of come in like a doctor's appointment. And you can create some really great music doing that. But what I wanted to hear for this CD is I wanted to hear the sounds of musicians in the room who like each other, who are having fun, and who are playing well. But I mean, there's some little mistakes or some timing things, but you can hear smiles and joy and some flubs, and I like it that way for this batch of songs. It seemed to suit the songs I was writing this time around, and not saying I wouldn't do it differently for a different album or different style, but yeah, old school is having some musicians in the room together playing, because that's not done a whole lot now. It's done the assembly line thing, which can be okay, but I didn't want to do it this time, so it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, good for you. Yeah, it makes it very organic and true to nature. And yes, when you hear people smiling, you're right. You can hear people smile.
Yeah.
So good for you for choosing to go that way. It had to be a more difficult path to go down.
Yeah, it makes editing you can't really edit as much. You just have to go, we didn't like that take, let's do it again. And even if you played the whole take flawlessly and there's one point, there's a few things where we had a really great take and there's some small portion where, you know what? We'll keep it because there was some soul into that thing.
There you go.
It's a different way of going about it, and if you're going to go with that type of vibe, you got to have sort of a different standard, I guess, and play a little differently and think a little differently. But I like it. I mean, it feels more like a live show I might do somewhere. It feels real organic in that way.
Great.
So I like that.
Speaking of a live show, you have a CD release party.
Yeah.
January 19th at the Sedona Posse Grounds Hub.
Yep, we're doing a CD release party there, which is super exciting. I've never done one before. My last album, I was just like, all right, my album's done. Let's go to coffee shops and sell it to people. And that wasn't as effective of a strategy. So we'll do a CD release party, start at 7 o'clock, and it'd be $10 at the door. And I'm hoping to kind of pack the place out a bit. We'll see. I should be more confident about that, right?
Yes,
we're going to pack the place out.
Packed. People are going to be standing in the wings.
And yeah, exactly. That's what we'll say. And it should be fun. And we'll record that set too. And I'm really excited. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and I feel like this album is a big step in the right direction. And you can get the tickets available on a link that you'll have posted here.
Showtixforyou.com.
Yeah, showtixforyou.com. And we'll have pre-sale. And if you buy it online, you also get a free digital download of the new album.
Hey.
So it's a way better deal, right?
Totally.
You don't want Larry scalping you at the door at the Sedona Hub, right? He's going to kill me for that one. But you get a free digital download with it, and it can kind of give us an idea who's showing up, and you'll get the album before everyone. So
how about that?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I love your enthusiasm. It's just fantastic. And you did something interesting with this. You used a GoFundMe page.
Yeah.
To create the capital to get the album out there, and it went like that.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I paid for a lot of the musicians kind of as we went, and Mark was just real awesome with recording and good with cost there. And so what I needed some help with was the mixing and mastering and the printing of the CDs. And last time I think my goal was like $300 for my last album. This time I set a goal of $1,500, and I went almost to $1,600. So I was really pleased that some people, some people give $10 here, $10 there, but some people gave a really sizable chunk of money of $200 to $500. That's just whether it's anonymously or a personal gift, and it's just kind of humbling when you have more people helping out with what you're doing than just you. It really does a lot more for your music than you could do by yourself. So I was kind of surprised. I mean, it doesn't seem like a massive amount of money in music production now, but to me it made it so this album had very little overhead and mostly fans paid for it. So which is really rad. That's a big change over the last one, and so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Super. I can tell. The enthusiasm is just pouring out of you today. The next song that you're going to play, what's it called?
This is one called Miss Tuesday, and it's a bit more of a kind of a funkier number, a little more upbeat, and this will be, it's not going to be a single off there, but it'll be fun. We got some guitar, some banjo, some harmony, and then Vusi, Gambadoa, out of Sedona.
Wow.
He played some drums on it and some African drumming, and so it's just got some cool. Kind of a world music type of almost Paul Simon-y Graceland type of thing. So it's kind of there. And so some of the albums, some of that, some of the albums more bluegrass, and this one's a little bit more world music with a little bit of hip hop. So
I can't wait to hear it.
Hopefully we like it.
I can't wait to hear it. Check out RyanBitermusic.com. That's a website. You can also go to Facebook, Ryan Biter Music. Check him out there. Of course, everything's listed there. And of course, the Sedona Hub, January 19th. We'll see you there.
Hopefully.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us, the Verde Valley Experience. Every time, we always appreciate you. Another year, like I said, in the can. It's so awesome. I will see you next year.
All dressed up just to go nowhere. You put on that dress, I comb my hair. Just you and me, the mountain air, and Elvis. I dance with you like a fool in the parking lot. One good night, you were gone, that was all I got. Where did you go, Miss Tuesday? On Wednesday, you were already gone by Thursday. I was sick of calling by Friday. I was moving on. I was moving on. I was moving on. I can't believe you would be so cold. You loved and you left out so much as a note. I guess I thought you were in this for the long haul. It's okay, I bet you do that all the time. Just 'cause you're gone don't mean you're off my mind. Where did you go, Miss Tuesday? On Wednesday, you were already gone by Thursday. I was sick of calling by Friday. I was moving on. I was moving on. I said boom like how I got over this. Hard times can't touch this kid 'cause I'm the king of moving on. So watch me spit this here song, and if you want to check my flow, there's one thing that you should know. You better listen to the words I say that I don't need, Miss Tuesday. Where did you go, Miss Tuesday? On Wednesday, you were already gone by Thursday. I was sick of calling by Friday. I was moving on. Where did you go, Miss Tuesday? On Wednesday, you were already gone by Thursday. I was sick of calling by Friday. I was moving on. I was moving on. I was moving on. Miss Tuesday.